Hello, and welcome to the second channel for Tales from the Trip. I am your host, the Trip Keeper, and today we are going to be discussing the extreme horrors of existential dread in American society today. And the real horrors, the truth, the uncertainty of it. What is going on? How can we fix it? Can we even fix it? Are we doomed? Did we even have a chance? Or is this the great filter? Let's find out. But before that, let's pretend like a Yale professor is talking to his students about watching this video, because that would be kind of funny. I don't know, maybe it's not. Hello, my fellow students of Yale. I am Professor Alfred Stellsworth Beef Wellington Levin Goldberg. Today, I want to discuss, maybe have an open discussion about a beautifully exquisite video, a display of courage and such a poetry, if I have ever seen it, in a video. A video that was on this YTube channel called The Trip Keeper. It was called the extreme horrors of existential dread in American society. It literally tore me apart from the inside. I spoke with it. It spoke back to me. I want to discuss my findings, the truth that has been unveiled upon thee. That's something like how I would think a professor at Yale would say about my video to his students. But is it really going to be anything deep like that? No. It's just going to be my opinions on what I think about American society as it stands, today. What are we living in right now? What the fuck are we living in? Can you tell me what the fuck we are living in right now? I literally have 2 cats and 2 jobs, but not one of these things make me comfortable in living. Now, the cats, they do the best darn job ever. They make me feel comfortable with them. But you know what? I'm not with them all the time. I'm at work, and I can't have these cats with me come to work, and it's so sad because they make me so happy and make me cry thinking about them. You know what? They're so beautiful. My cat right here, Pickles, he eats a lot, okay? He eats a lot, but I still love him. I love this man. And Ozzy, what a soul, what a kind soul Ozzy is, an afraid soul, and they rub off each other, and they just live so synergistically. It's amazing, but I have to pay for them. I have to pay for what they need, and just to have 2 jobs, my postal job as a mail carrier and this YouTube job, which has become a necessity at this point. So yeah, that's why I want to come on here to talk about what society has become and how we can fix it, if there's even a fucking chance to do that in the fucking first place. But yeah. Most people in this world, in this American society that we live in today, at least the supporters of the man at the front of the building, the president of what used to be the United States of America, whatever you want to call it now, it is not the United States of America. We used to be made fun of all the time by other countries, and I always defend this country with all my heart. I'd be like, no, your teeth are so crooked, and they're like that because you don't brush them. Oh, well, at least we don't have school shootings. Yeah, but you guys have stabbings, and if I take a picture in London, is my phone gonna be stolen right as I take a picture? I don't know. But at least there was a debate to be had, a debate that America could be this wonderful country, and people in England, the UK, even Sweden. Fuck them. Fuck all those people. I live in damn America and I am proud of it. But you know what? Can't do that so much nowadays, can you? And if you do, you actually look like a fucking fool. You want to defend America? Go ahead. Go, go, go embarrass us and yourself especially, so we don't have to. You can do it on your own. Because if you're defending America at this point, you are not an American. I hate to break it to you. You are less American than a Mexican or a Canadian or any kind of person that lives in a different country that isn't America. Those people are more American than you are. You know what I mean by that? American that is not an American. Excuse me. You are complying with the system that has failed you. You are complying with it. Let's say you see a video. This African American gentleman tragically has been killed by a cop. And the sad part is, yes, maybe they didn't, they weren't being so cooperative with the officer. Oh, wow. They should have listened to the cop and done what he was told, or else he wouldn't have been shot. That doesn't matter. If everybody knows that these police officers, they go after certain minorities, mostly African Americans. That is a statistical fact at this point. It's not something you could just bring up to further your argument about how racist America is at this point. You can use that as something that is real, and it always has been real. But you know what? You are telling these men/women, because there have been women victims, rest in peace Breonna Taylor, to comply with the officer. If you comply with the officer, nothing will go wrong, right? Well, look at you now. You know what? I like to come up with metaphors, analogies, and I like to see the symbolism in a lot of stuff. But you are complying with the officer. And you know what? Where is it getting you? Nowhere. You are getting nowhere. You are defending the people that you support and trust so much with your life, with your finances, to get us to the next step of the American dream. But that American dream is gone. It disappeared. Long gone. Can't find it anywhere. I know where we could look for it, but we're not going to go looking for it just yet. But you tell these innocent men to comply with the officer. And if he would have just complied, he wouldn't have been shot. Well, you know what? What's happening to you when you're complying with the officer, so-called this administration, the government? You are getting fucked. You are basically financially dead. You are dead. You are a white man. You are a white person in this country getting fucked by the person you trusted so much, the officer you feel comfortable having your life, your finances, your everyday existence with, because they're the law. They govern this country. They help us. You call them when you need them. And you know what? Those same officers that you trust so much, that everyone's lives are put into to protect, They are failing you. They are failing you. Not all, of course, just like not all cops, not all postal carriers, not all Wendy's employees, not all doctors. Whatever the case may be, there are good people in every profession. And the ones that stand up for your rights, that help actual humans, that are a good thing for humans and humanity, they get pushed to the side. They don't help the economy. They don't help us make more money. Why? Because they have moral standards. And you know what this current administration, this current government has? None of that. The morality is missing. The immortality they try to achieve, if you know what I'm saying. You have complied long enough with this government. It's time to step up. It's time that you finally realize that you've been duped by the people you trusted with your life to help you in this country to succeed, to lower gas prices, to lower egg prices, to lower gas prices, to lower egg prices. Why'd you vote for him again? Let me know. You got fucked. You got screwed. And you know what? We got screwed as well. We didn't vote for this man. I didn't vote for anybody. So I'm just part of the problem as well. But it sucks. It really sucks. Because we should be working together as humans, as Americans, to help our country, not push it farther down and perpetuate their greediness, their boldness to just put it in our faces now. They don't even care. They don't even care. They don't hide what their intentions are. They do it, and they do it without wearing their mask that they've been wearing for a long time. You thought it was scary when they were in disguise and they were doing these things. Things were hidden. You had to go on a deep dive, a deep rabbit hole to figure out, oh, that person is evil. That person's friends with that person? I thought they didn't like each other. I thought there was a divide. I thought there was a divide in the government. Wait, we're the ones that are being divided? What? Are you kidding me? No, we can't be. We can't be divided. We're people. We love each other. You know, hey, my neighbor, you know, he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. I like him. Not a big fan of the Hispanic one that's down the street who I never talked to, that has always waved to me and been nice and actually just does their job and looks down and doesn't bother me. But there's something's off with them a little. I don't know what's wrong with them, but something's wrong with them, you know. But they're nice people, but there's something wrong with them, you know. I just, there's something about, I don't know if it's the way they come across or what, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. But that my neighbor John, you know, he's such a wonderful man, you know. Yeah, I mean, he has like one felony, but that was, you know, it was a couple years ago. It's nothing. I mean, he's such a nice guy, you know. And it's, you know, I love everybody, you know. I like I said, I don't know, except the Hispanic man, you know, who waves at me, and that black couple who live, you know, 3 streets away from me that I just found out reproduced, and I'm scared, you know. I love everybody, you know. Where's the divide? Where's the divide? Who created this division? They did it to themselves. These people don't belong in our country, okay? It was built upon Christopher Columbus, okay? He settled in America in the late 1400s, okay? This is the American land. If you're not American, come here legally, or else you don't belong here. But if yet, if you have your citizenship, if you follow the guidelines to become an American, you're totally fine. I don't care. I love you as long as you become an American citizen through due process, like the rest of us. I don't know, man. This is, yeah, Trump. You promised us this stuff, and I like that you're taking away these people and separating them from their families so viciously and so gestapoi. It's great, that the alligator Alcatraz, hey, keep them there, and if they disobey orders, let the alligators eat them. Let's have that happen. Let's make that America. Let's make this country American again. America as it should have been, as it was before the shitstorm of Obama and all these other politicians that were too afraid to step up to the real American voice. And that's why I love you, Trump. You speak for us. You speak for the people that aren't heard. You speak for the underprivileged, the people, the silent majority that are afraid to talk about how much we love you in front of people because we don't want to be judged. We don't want to be discriminated against for defending someone who's doing such the most righteous thing a human can do that isn't Jesus. Dare I say, I pray to this man. He has our best interests in his heart, and he cares about the American individual. That's why I can now live peacefully on my street, knowing that the Hispanic fellow down the street, I reported to ICE so he can go back to his country of Ecuador where he belongs. Just make this country safe again, like how it used to be. I like seeing people like me, the people I'm comfortable with. I'm not comfortable being in other situations where I have to deal with these people who don't even understand English. All right, I get it, man. You don't have to explain yourself much further. I understand your concerns and your problems. You like a white America. That's what you like. I totally understand, sir. No, you're not getting it. I'm not racist. I love black people. I love the Mexicans. I have black and Mexican friends. I know that they exist. I just feel more comfortable if I'm on a plane that a white man who learned and got taught the right way was put in that cockpit because he got educated the right way. Is that a problem? Like, what's so racist about that? Sir, let me stop you there. I think the miseducated person that you should be worried about is yourself. No. Let me finish this because I let you spew your vitriol, your hatred towards people that aren't you. Hold on. Well, I just don't know what vitriol means. Okay. Well, anyways, as I was saying, you are a big problem in this country, that you do not recognize the privilege that you have, that you were born as a white man, a straight white man in America. That's the best gift you could have been given to live in this country. That is the best gift. And you don't even fucking realize that. Do you realize that Hispanic man that lives down the street from you, or I hope still lives down there because you called ICE on him, is just the same as you? Same, not the same person, of course. Of course he's a different person, but he's a human. He has a soul like you do. Maybe not
as bad of a soul as you do. Maybe he has more humanity than you, but he's still a human with a consciousness, born consciousness that you're able to read, to write, to have thoughts, all these things. Thoughts the most important. And, vocal thoughts can be used for good. But when you're vocalizing your thoughts that are oppressive towards certain minorities, don't act like you won't get a punishment for that one. Can you understand that? I'm not asking you. But yeah, you know why that person is the same as you? Because you literally are an immigrant in this country. Christopher Columbus didn't discover America, sir. He didn't put his foot on this land and call it his just because he stepped on it. He called it his because he raped and murdered innocent people and took it. Now, okay, before I say anything else, let's not accuse him specifically of doing this. Let's say he's the mastermind, the orchestrator, the Charles Manson of America. Maybe he didn't specifically do those things. Maybe he did. I can't tell you specifically. I don't know if he did or not. But he's pretty responsible for what happened during these times. And wait, excuse me. Let me ask you what your name is first before I continue on with this. My name, yeah, it's Richard. Richard Duke. That's my name, Richard Duke. Well, very nice to meet you, Richard Duke. Yeah, let me give you an example of what I'm trying to convey here because I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. I am. I am. No, you're not. So let's say you have a wife, right? Yeah, and you have kids too. Yeah, I have kids and a dog and no cats though. I don't like cats. Okay, so you have basically the American dream for a family, right? Do you have a daughter and a son? Yes, I have a daughter and a son, and my wife. We've been together for 25 years. This is the happiest we've been since Trump took office. Well, anyways, let's not go on to that. Okay, I get your happiness for him taking office, but let me give you this example before I continue on. So let's say you and your presumably white family are watching a movie on a Tuesday night, let's say 7:33 p.m. And you're enjoying this movie and you don't hear a knock on the door. You hear a door slam open and a window break. And these people in masks come in and they take your kids, they steal your wife, do whatever they want with her in the bedroom. Okay, imagine that. You don't want to imagine that. Okay, well, this is it further proves my point. And your kids are crying. They're crying, Daddy, what's happening? What's going on? And you're just as confused and scared as they are. And you never see them again. You never see your wife again. And they see you, and you're put into a center, a detention center to be taken away and put somewhere else or just plain old killed. And this same scenario could be happening for your kids and your wife if it hasn't already happened before. How would you feel about that? Oh, well, that's very disturbing and sad to think about. Why would you say something like that? Well, that's the kind of bullshit you are defending when you say Christopher Columbus founded America. That ICE is doing a good thing by segregating America even more by deporting Hispanics, Cubans, Ecuadorians, any kind of colored person that isn't white. You never know what's happening. And that has been happening for centuries, ever since America was discovered, at least here. And it's funny because your ignorance to that makes you question why it's even a debate to whether celebrating Columbus Day is a wrong thing to do. And it's just so funny to me. But anyways, you wouldn't want that to happen, right? Well, of course not. Well, yeah, neither do all these other fucking families. Neither do any of them. They do not want that happening to them either. But you know what? It is happening to them, and it has happened to them for a very long time. And who knows who's next? You might be lucky. You are lucky, actually, because you know why? You're a straight white man living in America, and you got a perfect white family. You know who's not lucky? That person you called ICE on, that poor Hispanic man who is legal, actually. I went and asked him before I came here. He's actually legal. And you called ICE on a legal man who are now they're going to take them to God knows where. And you're also scared of the black family that lives 3 streets away, and you said that they reproduced. You're following that so hard that you know that they're going to have a baby. You're scared of the reproduction of a beautiful black family, but you're not afraid of your next door neighbor who has a felony or two, but just because he's your skin color, you like him. No, that's not what. No, I wasn't saying that. No, that's what you said, sir. That is what you said. And if you didn't say it, you're implying it. So shut the fuck up. You need to learn that America wasn't always white. It has never been always white. And when we've wanted it to always be white, there is violence, destruction, separation, segregation, all the above. Everything that culminates with it. The destruction of the American dream. American diversity that has built this country to where it is today. It was built on the bloodshed that Christopher Columbus and all the settlers had on that ship. And many more came in here, took whatever they wanted, and called it their own. Oh, yeah, by the way, on top of that, those people that did that shit to you, your house that you were living in is now theirs as well. So that's another thing I forgot to add on top of that. That makes it even worse, right? You don't even get your own house. But hey, you know what? You get no taxes. That's a fair trade-off, right? For losing your family and losing your house, you get no taxes. You get the casinos. Of course, you would definitely want a casino in times like these, where everything has been taken from you in an instant without even knowing about it, and you get casinos. Yay, casinos! Hooray for casinos! Yeah. I think the last thing you're thinking of during this time is having access to casinos. I don't think so. I'm very mad. I'm very mad at this country. That is an undocumented conversation I had with myself that was supposed to be with an uneducated, racist white man in America. Most likely a boomer, cresting over on not Gen Z, cresting over on millennials into whatever the next one is. There something between boomer and millennial? I think there is. I'm not sure on the top of my head what it is, but whatever that is, that's what that's like. But yeah, that's the kind of society we're living in today. White people are so afraid to be diverse that their hatred, that their fear and their concern of whites being taken over has turned into pure vitriol and hatred towards these people. And you'll do anything, you'll support the man that has given you the right to be this way. You have every right as a white man. You have the privilege. Me as a white man, I have a privilege to act this way. But you know what? I don't. Because I care about people. Because I care about humanity. I even care about you. You selfish, low-life, ignorant, racist piece of shit named Richard, or whoever follows what Richard says, and anybody who agrees with Richard. I even care about you. Why? Because I want Americans, humans, to live with each other, to be able to experience life as we should, as a camaraderie, not a division. I shouldn't be looking at a different colored person and think anything different from them than me. I shouldn't automatically assume they're a threat, they're a danger, they're uneducated. Whatever you want to call it, whatever the stereotypical bullshit that you say, that you have in your fucking mind about these people. Oh, they're illegal. They shouldn't be here. Oh, wow. Neither should you, actually. Neither should fucking you. But you know what? Your ancestors killed. They did horrible things to innocent people to get you where you are today, to let you say this bullshit whenever you want, because you got freedom of speech. But you don't have freedom of consequences. You don't. So if you follow any of what Richard was saying, or anything similar to that of how people are, people who protect white supremacists, people who protect the evil, the billionaires that are in control, any one of these people, these elites that are in power, that you love, that you support with all your heart, you defend them no matter what, even your gut tells you something's off here. You are the evil. You are the threat. You are the miseducated. You, sir, you, ma'am, are those things. Not the people you think are. The people you perceive as these things are actually what we perceive of you. You realize that? You feel like you're discriminated against after watching this? You feel like that? Do you? Well, that's how it feels for everyday person in America who does not have a white skin color. They feel like they are being attacked. They don't get a chance to explain what kind of person they are to you because you already assume they're not a good person because of their skin color, because you see that and you automatically think they are not a good person, when you can literally have a one-on-one conversation with these people you so-called hate and realize that you're not very different from them. You are not different from anybody on this world. You are a human. You have a consciousness with the soul. Like I said before, the soul might be darkened, some of it might be taken away, but you're still a human. You still are. And you know what's really funny about all this? You're not even getting cheap eggs. Gas prices are skyrocketing. Everything is going up, and you still defend these people with all your life. These billionaires who have never worked a day in their lives. And when they say worked, they mean, oh, let's create this with my dad's money because I can. I don't have to worry about the consequences because I have already enough money if it fails, if it goes bankrupt. La-di-da-di-da. Those are the same people. As a working class human being in America, you should never support anyone like that. Would you go into your job and respect the person that is controlling you, that controls what you do, that watches, that supervises you, that tells you you're doing something wrong, when they haven't stepped even 1 second in your shoes? You trust that person with your job, with your life? I don't. I don't do that. Why should you expect a billionaire with over 90 felonies to do the same? Oh, because he said he doesn't have any felonies, that he said he's a good person, that he's the healthiest president ever in history, that he has created so many jobs. You believe that. You believe a liar. I hate to break it to you, but you're being duped and you're complying with the wrong officer. And you're going to end up paying for it. Just like the innocent lives that are taken by these people who discriminate. You have become a discriminator. For what? What? Why? It's free to be nice. It's free to have an understanding. It's free to have an open mind. That's also free to be evil. That's also free to not give a shit about another human being. So, yeah, I guess you could do that. But why would you want to do that when the opportunity to be good is also an option? You may come off as a good person. Societally, you look like a great person. You got a great family. You got a wife and kids, a dog, not cats specifically, of course, because cats are no good to you guys. Um, but yeah, everything's going good. Everything, you're living the American dream. You're actually just creating the American nightmare. And once you realize that, maybe you'll wake up and say something about it. But until then, take what I said, what I will say in the future about this, and maybe listen. Just listen. It's America's going down in the shithole, and I am not proud to be an American at this point in time. I am not. Until we take a step as people, as our rights have it, while we still have our rights, while we still have freedom of speech, while I'm able to upload this video without being arrested for it. Let's start something before it gets too far to where we can't. Because we're on the track of it, and America will be more fucked than it ever has been if this continues. It's time to step up, do something about it, because we have a lot of power, more than you think. Not us singular, not one specific person. Us as humans, us as Americans, we have the power. We have the power. Look at Nepal. What just happened there? Sorry, I just hit my knee on the freaking cabinet. But anyways, yeah. If you like this video, then like it. If you didn't like it, then yeah, there's no saving you. No, there is saving you. You can still wake up, but maybe you'll take away something from this. I'm just trying to live here and do the best I can to be, a good person. Like I said, it doesn't cost money to be a good person, but also don't cost money to be evil either. But would you rather choose to be evil or good? That's the real question here. If you say evil, then wow, you are far down the path of no return. But you can still return. You can still do it. Just try to be more open minded about people who don't look like you and realize they're just like you. Every person is just like you. Peace, guys.